Thus, piece by piece, he built a swimmer. And when he had perfected each piece, he put them together into an integrated whole. In April, he said, "Now you can swim. Dive off and swim the length of the pool, crawl stroke." So finally, the instructor made a swimmer out of William in phases. When William had perfected each phase, he compiled them. In the month of April, the instructor told William that now he could swim also. He asked him to dive into the pool and swim the length of the pool in a particular style called the crawl stroke. I did. The instructor was finished. So William says that I did. He swam and the classes came to an end. But I was not finished. I still wondered if I would be terror-stricken when I was alone in the pool. I tried it. I swam the length up and down. Tiny vestiges of the old terror would return, but now I could frown and say to that terror trying to scare me, "Well, here is to you, look." And off I would go for another length of the pool. So William says that he had not overcome the fear yet and wondered if the terror would grab him when he would be alone in the water. He tried to swim alone in the pool. The terror returned in small phases, but now as he knew how to swim, he faced the terror with confidence and he swam another length of the pool. This went on until July, but I was still not satisfied. I was not sure that all the terror had left, so I went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire, dived off a dock at the Triggs Island and swam 2 miles across the lake to Stamp Act Island. I swam the crawl, breaststroke, side stroke and backstroke. Only once did the terror return. So to check his perfection, William went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire, dived into it from Triggs Island and swam for 2 miles up to Stamp Act Island. He swam in different styles, crawl, breaststroke, side stroke and backstroke. The terror returned only once when he was in the middle of the lake. When he put his head underwater, he saw water all around and the fear returned. The old sensation returned in the miniature in a small size. I laughed and said, "Well, Mr. Terror, what do you think you can do to me?" He said to the terror that it could not harm him. He saw that the terror vanished and he resumed swimming. It fled and I swam on. So the terror fled, the terror vanished, and William was able to swim. Yet I had residual doubts. Residual means remnant. At my first opportunity, I hurried west, went up the Titan to Conard Meadows, up the Conard Creek trail to Mead Glacier, and camped in the high meadow by the side of Warm Lake. William still had some doubt about the fear, so he hurried towards the western direction. He went up to the Titan. He reached Conard Meadows, walked up the Conard Creek trail to Mead Glacier, and he camped at the meadow by the Warm Lake. The next morning, I stripped, dived into the lake, and swam across to the other shore and back, just as Doc Corpron used to do. I shouted with joy, and Gilbert Peak returned the echo. I had conquered my fear of water. So William was continuously checking his fear, and he was determined to get rid of this fear. So he was trying, and when he went there to these Conard Creek Trail to Mead Glacier, he camped at the meadow by the Warm Lake, and the next morning he wore the swimming costume and dived into the lake. He swam across it to the other end and returned just like the famous American Doc Corpron used to do. William shouted with joy as he had overcome his fear. His voice resounded as the mountain peak named Gilbert Peak reverberated it. He had overcome the fear. The experience had a deep meaning for me, as only those who have known stark terror and conquered it can appreciate. William says that this experience had a great importance in his life. He realized that there is terror only in the fear of death, as Roosevelt knew when he said, all we have to fear is fear itself, because I had experienced both the sensation of dying and the terror that fear of it can produce it. The will to live somehow grew in intensity. So he realized that death was peaceful and only the fear of death was fearful. He recollects the words of one of the presidents of America, Roosevelt. Roosevelt had said that all we have to fear is fear itself. As William had experienced death and the fear of death, his desire to live grew immensely. At last I felt released, free to walk the trails and climb the peaks and to brush aside fear. He felt released from fear and was free to walk up the trails and climb up the mountains fearlessly.